Hello everyone and welcome back from Captain Jack. Now we'll be starting with our theory lectures. So first of all, before learning about the various parts of Proteus, we'll get an overview of how the lectures and what the topics the lectures will cover. First of all, what is a PCB? PCB stands for printed circuit board. A PCB is a thin board made of either fiberglass, composite epoxy, commonly known as FR4, or any other laminate material. The board supports and electrically connects electrical or electronic components using conductive tracks, pads etched from sheet layers of copper laminated onto layers or between sheet layers of a non-conductive substrate. Now, what is the purpose of using PCB? As we are learning making of PCBs using Proteus, there are a few considerations that are needed to be followed so that after the manufacturing of the desired circuit, we get the output as close to the ideal simulation as possible. So, here are a few points that we'll be studying in the following lectures. First of all, the layers in PCB. In Proteus, we can design up to 16 layer PCBs, which includes top copper, bottom copper, and inner layers. So we'll be studying under this the various copper layers, the silk layers, and other layers. Next, we'll be studying about the selection of tracks. Now, in this, we'll be studying about the track width calculations, the track width selections according to current and device specifications, default guidelines for power, signal, and ground, spacing calculations, electromagnetic interference in tracks, noise reduction techniques, shielding versus grounding. What's the difference in both of these? We'll be learning this all in selection of tracks. Then we'll be studying a wire. A wire is used to make an electrical connection between the layers of multi-layer PCB. A wire is constructed by placing copper pads on each layer of the PCB and drilling a hole through them. As we can see in the image, there are different types of wires that connect the different layers of copper. So in this, we'll be studying the theory of selection of wire, how to choose wire, power dissipation, and implementation of wire. After that, we'll be studying the selection of components. Now, not necessarily in Proteus, we need the components as per the schematic. We may need something, some components which are not present in the schematic. So we'll be studying the selection of component using library, analysis of footprint, placing of components, placing theory of capacitors and other components, optimization of space on the board, DRC errors, selection of SMDs. Then we'll be studying the finishing touches. Now the finishing touches would include points such as selection of power plane, selection of ground plane, adding text boxes and logos as you can see in the image. Now after all the finishing touches, there will be some key techniques and shortcuts that we'll be learning throughout the various points that are being covered. So to stay updated and to study the various types that points that I have covered now, stay tuned with me and let's start in the next video with the layers in PCB.